Yeah. Ajit is the co-founder of UNI. UNI is a non-profit that works with children on education. Uh, Look them up. And Akshay is the founder of BizSherpa. Uh, they help both for profits and non-profits. So Ajit will be talking about how he's been using AI for some of the sales processes, fundraising, and Akshay will share with us about some chatbots which can help us with the fundraising. Over to you, Ajit, and then Akshay.
Thank you, Doc, and thank you to Bhumi for hosting this. Happy to spend time with Akshay. I think we've known each other close to a couple of decades. Also shows how old we are. But firstly, hi, and thank you so much. It's a fun session. I think just know that this session is very much in progress. Just give me a second. Let me just switch my Wi-Fi. Yes, thumbs up. Um, Great. So I'm going to start today with a quick question. I'd love for you to answer it in the chat box. Very simple question. How are you using AI currently for fundraising? I've called fundraising here sales and marketing because that's essentially what it is. And for fundraising, how are you using AI for fundraising or even just at work? This is how we're using AI at work. Quickly put in the chat box. Would love to hear from you. Okay. I think good to just also get a sort of dipstick on where everyone's at. I think that'll be super helpful. Writing emails, reports, creating images. Love it, right? Solved a lot of child protection, preparing concept notes, proposals. I think for me, it's come to a stage now. I run a business also, right? So my AI listens to the client needs and then helps me make the proposal. And now I'm getting replies also because they have fed my proposal to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is giving them questions back. So my AI is talking to my client's AI is where we're reached right now. Drafting mails, limited success in lead gen. Feel you there, Chandan. Not an easy one to crack. Uh, Insights about AI for fundraising. Looking for that is great. Basic use, a lot of easing the research. Absolutely agree with you, Chesta. What used to take us maybe 2-3 hours now can be done in 2-3 minutes. GPT for copies, Gamma AI for PPT. This PPT was made in Gamma AI, so there you go. Sometimes perplexity for data analysis, prepare reports. Nice. Love it, love it, love it. Anything else? Making annual report. That is amazing. Designing content proposals, email proposals, all of that. Great. I think the truth is AI is very difficult to keep up with just because every single week, every single day, there are new sort of tools coming out uh, from something that can listen to you speaking and convert it to text to something that can listen to your meeting, which all of us have today, meeting note takers, to something that could schedule your calendar. You today have AI to do list. So I think as nonprofits, as people trying to maximize the buck, we want to move as fast as possible, right? And we want to have tools that help us maximize the potential of each individual within our org, right? So if I'm paying someone, say 30, 40,000 rupees, can I maximize that? AI helps us do that. Great. Um, so next question. What are some of the challenges you've already faced while using AI in your org, right? What are some of the challenges you're like, hey, I wish this would work this way and it's not working? What are some of the challenges you are facing today when using AI? As you can see, I make very professional looking PPTs. So yeah, it's tough to get Gamma to be cool. Canva already has figured out, Canva, you don't need to do anything with a template. Limited. Would love if you can unmute and share what you mean by limited. But what are some of the challenges? End-to-end automated outreach funnel. I feel like if you start a company that's your tagline, you will succeed. End-to-end automated outreach funnel. Yeah, we've also found that tough. I don't think it exists in the way we want it to exist today. Capable staff are difficult to find, which is true. Which hopefully AI is exploring relevant prompts that will be close to what our requirement is. Yeah. I think a great hack to that, Kushal, is I do two things, and I'll share with the later also. Is I now get ChatGPT to prompt for me. So I tell ChatGPT the problem, and before I ask it to solve the problem, I ask it to prompt for me. So ChatGPT actually writes all my prompts that I give back to ChatGPT 5 minutes later. Um, Accuracy and privacy, that is a major issue. Basic version is smarter when pro version gets this. Love that. Over automation, yeah. Sometimes when you just copy and paste, it doesn't work. When I make the report, then it doesn't give the data. Oh, yes. I mean, we've had tremendous ChatGPT hallucinating problems. It reads something and says something else. Um, Data protection. Excellent. Okay. Lastly, what are some of your expectations for the next 52 minutes that we have together? What would you like to get out of today? Yeah. Ethical concerns are there. Sometimes feel guilty using AI. Absolutely. I record a lot of my meetings and then I can only remember it because of the recording, not my actual memory. Flat content is very true, Shiva. Absolutely agree with that. I was about to call you Luca, but then realized. AI for research, appropriate donors. Tools for donor research, lead gen, actionable content. Karthi is putting the pressure high. Actionable content will come from Akshay. I'll just give some gyan. Can we use professionally? How do we use AI professionally? Great. Okay. Let me try and sort of contextualize what we're going to do today. I want to show you a glimpse of what's out there, right? There are so many tools today. It is so easy to get overwhelmed. I have chats with my team members, which are filled with nothing but AI forward after AI forward. Look at this tool, check this tool out. I mean, I can spend 40 hours a week just checking out new tools and figuring out how to use them. I think it is very easy to do that. And it's easy to get overwhelmed with that. So I want to show you a few of them and think of it like, and today we'll practice using some of them. And I want you to think of it like, I'm going to open a menu card for you. You will have to pick from the menu card some things depending on whatever your problem is, right? So we're going to try and figure out mainly the main problem we've been facing is, hey, whether you take CSR, philanthropy, it's a numbers game also, right? If you have already the connects, if you already know, you have a good H&I database, then using AI is more used to refine your messaging, like you're saying, write a better report, write a better ask. I think a very unique use case of AI today is, hey, can I reach out to, I could reach out to maybe 20 people a week before. Can I reach out to 200 people a week, mass outreach, but personalized, right? So that a small team of fundraisers can reach more people and hopefully raise more money. That's our goal. At least that's what we're trying to do, right? Hey, can AI help people reach out in a more human way? Just slightly ironic, but yeah. So, and then once you figure out this process, you can customize it for your H&I, you can customize it for philanthropy, you can customize it for even all the relational sales processes you do. Great. One thing we've realized is everybody tries to sell you hey, we will end-to-end automate your sales process. End-to-end, I'll sell you this. Right now, in the state of where things are at, for every tool that we have explored, from the $20 a month to the $500 a month tool, everything takes work. Setting up AI takes work, and the more work you put into it, the better the result. So if you're coming for hey, AI, I can fire my salesperson today or my fundraising team, not yet, right? So there's no magic pill. We're going to take time. So what does a sales team do? This is essentially all of our sales teams, right? They do some research and prospecting. They do outreach, and then they follow up. So that's actually reaching out stage. And then eventually, once it comes to meeting, they build out some sales collateral. I'm going to show us different tools that can help us get more productive with each section. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat box as I'm chatting, and any tough questions, Akshay will answer anyway. Great. So I'm going to try and show us how we can integrate AI into our sales pipeline. That's what I've called it, or into in our case, fundraising pipeline. So 3 challenges our team faced. One is research takes a lot of time, right? If there are, say, 25,000 or 30,000 crores worth of CSR money out there, where was all that CSR money? Who should we reach out to? All of that. The second thing is, after you research and say, hey, these are the 100, 200, 300, 400 companies I should reach out to, how do I find the contact details? Who should I reach out to, right? If you use Sales Navigator and if you just say people working in CSR and in India, you only get 760 people. So where are all the other CSR people doing? And then how do I reduce my actual, once I get their contact details, how can I reach out to them without it being too time consuming? So I'm going to try and help solve some of these problems at least and help us get better. So firstly, if you've already solved these problems in your org, I'd love for you to put your solution in the chat box so other people also have access to it, right? But this is what we've been trying. And if you ask me the same question in 2 months, I will have a radically different PPT because every week we're trying to figure this out. Okay. So let me start with the sales pipeline. There are 3 steps to research and prospecting, and there could be more, but so I've tried to just dumb it down a bit. First is you need to build a database, right? Where do I get this database? Then I need to shortlist, right? If there's, say, 30,000 companies out there, I can't reach out to 30,000. How many should I reach out to? Then once I shortlist the database, I actually need to find, it's called lead enrichment. That's the term. Is I need to find their names, and you can put find philanthropist lead or CSR lead or whatever lead you want to find in there, right? This works across things. Great. So here's technically what we do, right? And I'll go through this in details. So to help you source the database is we have 3 tools that we use. Danveda, right? Everyone's heard of Danveda. If you've not, just Google Danveda. They have a great set of already ready sort of CSR leads. It tells you about each company, what they do, who are the contact people. You can even figure out their emails from this. But it's still a very manual process, right? I need to look at the company, all of that. So this is a great place to go. It's a great resource. If you haven't used it, try it out. The second one is we use LinkedIn Sales Nav, right? If you don't have it, it's a great place to start with about 5,000 bucks a month it costs you. You can go search. So here I have searched for company headcount 200 all the way to 2,000. So anything above 200. And if that person's job title is CSR manager, as you can see, there are 760 CSR managers in India today. Obviously, you need to keep refining the search and doing multiple varieties. And then you can start reaching out to them. You get, I think, about 150 credits or 50 credits to reach out to people every month, right? The cool thing is, today, if I am to reach out to Manish Kumar, within Sales Nav, if you tell LinkedIn what your organization does, it will write an email. It will write a LinkedIn email from you to Manish Kumar. It'll write it for you. So LinkedIn itself has AI built into it, contextualizing what Manish does and what you do. Okay. So if I take the first step, those are 2. I put Danveda and LinkedIn Sales Nav. And then the third step is we've actually downloaded the entire MCA CSR database. Right? There's 2-3 websites. I'll put them in the chat. I think I have them somewhere here also. I'll find them and send them to you. But we've downloaded the entire CSR MC database. There are websites who've already done it. You can download it and then have it as an Excel sheet. So what we've done is we've started here. This is the full database. And then like you see on the left side, we've made different T1, T2, T3. That's priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. Who should we reach out to? And the first thing we do is we use filters, right? And then say, okay, are they in education? Are they in the cities we're in? So all that data is available in the MCA database, right? The CSR database. So by then you will at least be able to know which companies I should reach out to, right? Because of the location they're in, because of the industry they're in, and because of the size of their CSR donation. Okay. I'll pause here and just ask if anyone has any questions. Yes, I'll share the PPT.
It is exceptionally clear, Ajit. No questions at all.
Okay. Great.
Let's go ahead.
Sweet. Thank you, Akshay. Where can we find this data? I'll share the link. Once Akshay starts talking, then I'll share the link. Right? It's in my WhatsApp. Okay, so essentially, so the third tool is MCA CSR. So where do I find my leads? I find my leads in one of these three places. Then the second thing is, hey, I find all these leads. How do I then get to a someone asked, right? How do I get their name, title, email also? Because in the CSR database from MCA, that doesn't exist. How do I then find their contact details? So, right. So that's your second stage really is research and shortlisting. So I'll show you. Um, so you've got building database. That's your three steps. For shortlisting database, we use three things. Obviously, we use Gemini and we use, actually I use Perplexity more than anything else. Because Perplexity helps you all the way till finding someone's email. I'll show you how, right? So here I have actually asked Perplexity. I gave it this list of people, Wincor, WNS, etc. And I said, hey, go find me the CSR head or HR head or CSR person. I did multiple prompts, and then it gave me this list. It made a table for me. One thing to know about any chatbot or AI right now is it likes small data sets. It struggles when you give it 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, 500 people colors. So it kept telling me, give me a shorter list, give me a shorter list, right? So when it's doing research for you, Perplexity actually gives you an email address. The ChatGPT, from what I understand, at least my ChatGPT keeps blurring it out or doesn't give me email address very easily. It gives me a generic one, right? What ChatGPT gave me was this. I said, hey, these are all the companies I want to go after. Tell me their CSR focus areas. So it told me this. My next prompt to it would have been, hey, tell me which ones would be most useful for you and I, because it knows what you and I does. So then it will shorten this list even further, right? So Perplexity is good for much better for internet research, right? It was always good, even with the five. I feel with ChatGPT 5, Perplexity still does a slightly better job, right? So I was able to find, like you can say, the contact person, the title, the email, all of that on ChatGPT. Yeah, and this took me about 10 minutes. Okay. Now, there are tools which just only do this, and there are a ton of them out there. Some simple ones, though, I mean, if you search, find email address of so and so, the first tool that will come up is Apollo. It's quite expensive. So, if you want me to sort of sharpen this, try ZoomInfo, try Lucia. The one we use is Snow. Okay, and we use Snow every day to find emails. It's the cheapest. It's quite cheap. It costs us about, what I remember, about 40,000 a year, and we can have unlimited users on it. And every year we can download about 1,000 emails, right? Something like that. It helps us. It is very helpful to get your annual subscription during what is that long weekend? The Thursday, Black Friday and
Black Friday?
Black Friday and Software Tuesday, or whatever they call it, right? Cyber Tuesday or Cyber Monday. So we try and renew all of our software in that weekend, right? Or I pay for monthly till it comes that weekend. Somebody will give you a good and take that for the year. So that's the children's lives. Please give us three things. I have got at least 20 lakhs worth of free software for you and I, just writing that one email. And it literally is a copy and paste. You are doing great work. Love your mission. Please write to us. Please give us free stuff. Okay. So that's the first section. Any questions on this? I should have copied this slide. Sorry. Yeah. So any questions on this? Right. So where to find and how do I do lead enrichments? Three ways: Dan Veda, Snow, or LinkedIn Sales Nav. Also, you can do lead enrichment. You can go search for the company, search for the person, directly write to them on LinkedIn Sales Nav. Great. And do I have a login for Perplexity? If you have a Airtel account, you get Perplexity Pro for free. So do it. Yeah. Chandan says ChatGPT does it in agent mode. I think that's a great hack. Go for it. Use agent mode and do it. Chandan, I'll share the prompts with later. Yeah. These are very basic prompts. You can even just get ChatGPT right now. Okay, great. So that's the first section. Okay. Second section then is how do I actually reach out using AI? Okay. So here you now have tools which can send emails to people. So the term is called AI SDR, which is AI sales. What does D stand for? Development or something like that. Rep, right? So AI SDRs essentially today can do the research, can do the outreach, and do the follow up also by themselves with a lot of training. But there's two caveats there. One is they need a lot of training. So somebody actually has to train the AI SDR to do it. Second is they're currently also very expensive to use, right? Some of the ones we've seen are in the $500 a month per user range. Okay. So let me give you a breakdown of these three tools. So actually, once you have the person's email, then you want to reach out to them. You can reach out to them either by email or on LinkedIn, and then you want to follow up with them, right? So let me just break down some of the tools we use here. Um, Very quickly. So we use it. The first tool we use is Snowd, and you can use so many tools are there, Dripify, Apollo, all those ones which get you the email also do this. And we build what's called a drip mailer. A drip mailer is nothing but on day one, I send you an email based on a condition. Like you see here, the condition is did they open the email or not? Then I will send a different email if you open the email. If you didn't bother opening the email or it went to your trash, I'll send you a different email. And then you essentially build a larger logic tree here, and that helps you sort of break down your entire sales process. Okay. Um, there are quite a few tools which do that. Snow is a nice one. Try it out. Apollo does it. All the ones that I shared in that earlier screenshot does it. The second thing you do is you can do the same thing on LinkedIn. Okay. So this is a tool which reaches out to people once you have shortlisted a whole bunch of people. It reaches out to them automatically for you. So it sends out connection requests. It even sends out a first LinkedIn message request automatically for you. LinkedIn has a limit of 100 connect requests and a week and about 30, 40 messages or something like per day or something like that. So you need to stay with those limits or otherwise you'll get banned. So that's a real issue. They stay within that. Right. And the last one is if you have LinkedIn Sales Nav, it'll even send out a LinkedIn Sales Nav email for you. Great. I'm not going to show you this. It's just another tool, Dripify, which sort of, again, builds this whole drip mailer, but on LinkedIn for you. Right. So great tool to use. Right. If you want to try them out, I would say try all of these out for 1 month. They're all $15, $20. Spend the $15, try it. At worst case, you wasted 1,000 rupees, right? Which is one less biryani in our lives. So, or two biryanis. Okay. Finally, your last set, right? And I think this is where all of us are already using a fair amount of AI. Proposals, Claude, ChatGPT. Claude, I feel, still writes better than ChatGPT. Budgets, you can use Gemini within your sheets. ChatGPT is a good, I mean, for slide decks, I use a mix of Gamma and ChatGPT. So I get ChatGPT to write all of my Gamma prompts, then I feed it to Gamma. Okay, I'll end with 2 slides. How do I build a proposal? You need 3 things to build a proposal, and this is how you train whatever writer you use, whether you're using Claude, whether you're using ChatGPT. You train them with these documents. Your old proposals, your annual report, your website, and any program documents you have. I feed all of it into one chat, and then I feed all my partner. Like when I say partner, I'm talking about the client. I'm writing for X client. I fill their CSR annual report, their website, their proposal format. All of that I fill in, and then I define my outcome format. I want it in this format. So once I give it all this data, then it's able to do it for you. But again, there are your caveats. Right? It does it very well in smaller tasks, right? So that's one. Use single thread per client. So if I'm working with, say, Cisco, all my Cisco prompts are in one thread. So it remembers everything about Cisco there, right? All my meeting notes are in that thread. All my proposals are in that thread. Everything is in one thread. That really helps us. I'll show you 1 in 3 a little more detail, and then I'm done. Use different modes and voice recordings. I'll show you how. So if you've seen ChatGPT, on the left, I think this part all of you have seen, right? Is this icon is web research. This is deep research, which I use a lot. This is agent, right? And this is connecting with your apps. This one on the right side is the most useful one I found. Is it records everything in the background. So any meeting I'm in, whether it's with the sales team, program team, any meeting, it records in the background and it stores it, right? And then in that chat, so all my one-on-ones with my team, I record and I store it in the background. So then anytime I want to ask it something, and this is the problem with note takers is it takes notes and sends you an email, which you will never read and never find. But here, all this data now is within my chat GPT, right? And so I use this prolifically. And then in that, so say I meet a client, I record it here. It has all the meeting notes. Then it has the proposal the client wants. Then it has the proposal I have made. Then it tells me the difference. So once it has all that data, it's able to help me to use it so much better. Great. Lastly, the other one is within ChatGPT. I don't know if you all have seen this document mode, very useful. What it helps you is sometimes when you're chatting with ChatGPT, you ask a question, it gives you the answer, but you actually want to refer to something it asked three questions before. So what it opens up is, say, hey, start a document about this. The document on the right side, you can edit, like it's a text document. ChatGPT edits it, and you can keep prompting on the left side. So on the left side, you can see I can still prompt. I've not screenshotted that window. So this left side window is I can still prompt, and the right side, it keeps giving me the answer and refining the answer. Otherwise, usually it gives me answer, then the answer vanishes, then I'm getting the next answer. So this way, this document really helps. So when you're working on proposals, when working on longer documents, I use this to sort of help me. The other things, I just move it out. Great. I think that's pretty much it. To summarize, that's your sales and marketing toolkit, right? AI SDRs are coming up. There are people in India making some really cool ones. I don't think they're yet to do the end-to-end outreach management, but there are ones which claim to do it today, but they need a lot of training. Think of SaaS when first SaaS came out, it needed a lot of work on the company, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll pause here. Over to Akshay.
Ajit, I was just thinking, given that we've covered so much, do we want to give people a chance to just take a minute and reflect on maybe one thing they found useful and maybe one challenge they're facing or something like that? Because I think it was, you've compressed a year and a half of AI-based stuff and then 10 years of doing this. So I just want people to, it was fantastic. So maybe folks will just take a few minutes. I think many hard-won lessons here. If you could just take a minute and just share in the chat one thing that you found useful, thought-provoking, and maybe one thing that is still a challenge or something you're not clear about. Is my sound choppy? Is it okay? It's okay.
Good for me.
So I'm just going to give a couple of minutes. If you can be specific about what you found useful, that will be super helpful, Got it. Manoj, one of the things that I'm looking to support you guys in is to take, the wisdom that Ajit has shared and figure out how you can build your version of it. So I'll be sharing some, essentially 2 tools to help you with this. And we will take Ajit's framework and we will see how we can, test it. I'll do a small demo. Yeah, we use Snow very extensively and we use Dripify. So if it helps, I would say start with those two. Maintaining the thread with all the content or something new. Super. Various methodologies, how to build further upon it. Generally, what is the conversion rate with cold outreach? Ajit, you want to just maybe speak to that?
So I was researching about this yesterday, and they asked 73%. They asked a few founders, how many of y'all have seen an AI SDR convert into a deal? 73% said not yet. So about 30% have said yes, they've seen conversion. But for us, we've seen a lot of our new leads are now coming through this, just outreach. So for us, maybe about 40% of our leads come through this.
One thing I'm not sure how, okay, so background is a lot of what we are building are more for the business side of things. I'm trying to see how to apply it to NGOs. But what we found is a little bit of work on figuring out common second degree connections can turn what looks like a cold connect into a sort of lukewarm connect. So like I want to reach out to Doc. I know Ajit. I don't know Doc. I figure out a reference point for that. This takes a little bit of work, but response rates will typically increase if you try that. One general reflection is if you haven't got this baseline of, let's say, Snow, Dripify, Perplexity in place, don't jump to an AI SDR because it's a level above that. And unless you have this basic understanding, an AI SDR will both be confusing and expensive, which is neither one of those things. I think what Ajit is doing here is pointing to where the future is going to be. But what I would say is start where you are and go to the next level. Ajit is wondering, just to Vijay's comment, is it better for folks who are just getting started to start with the last part, which is collateral, just to build up confidence and move almost in the reverse?
I like that. Yeah, that's definitely the easiest way to do it. Start with ChatGPT, Perplexity is always the best way to start. So they are almost like we do everything, but we don't do anything incredibly well. Right. So then your specialized one like Lucia, Apollo all come a little later. That's a great first step.
Adit, about AI ethics, I don't know what specifically you have in mind, and this is a whole ocean. My suggestion is, if you're feeling conflicted about this, actually talk to AI about it. The reason I'm saying that is because we're doing a lot of work in the AI space, we've hired a AI governance and ethics full-time lawyer as part of our partner organizations. It is a whole ocean, and this will not finish in even an hour and a half of talking. So I'm not touching it, not because it's not important, but I'm not touching it because context and a whole bunch of other things matter. Yeah, Simon, around collaterals for grants and proposals, is it content? Is it design? What are you struggling with? Oh, Simon, hi. Didn't realize it was that Simon. Okay. Content and design. So Simon, I would say that the architecture Ajit has given, your website, all of that, if you dump that in, you'll be able to kind of create the content part. Design, I would say Gamma is a pretty simple and good bet. My suggestion is, if it is feeling intimidating, do a mock assignment. So don't actually do it for a client. Just invent Anusha as a CSR person and just try it out, because it will take you literally 45 minutes, an hour maximum. It is a mental barrier rather than an actual time thing or a skill thing. Yeah. So that would be my recommendation. Okay. I think we've covered most of the questions. What I wanted to do is share with you a way to find your way of doing Ajit's playbook. Okay. So I'll just share my screen. Okay. Hopefully you can see my screen. So this is we've got, about 24 minutes we have about 24 minutes. I want to walk you through a sheet we use to plan anything. So let's say, for example, I'll just hypothetically just go with, Simon, are you in a position to talk? I can actually walk you through how this would work. I'm only asking Simon because Simon and I worked before a long time ago.
Akshay, I'm not, because there are more than 100 people, unmuting I've not done. You finish the presentation, then we'll open it up for questions. Yeah.
No, it's not questions. I want to actually work with somebody.
Okay.
Like actually show how you can take Ajit's framework and start using the custom GPTs to solve. For example, Doc, if you don't mind, would you be my guinea pig?
Simon, you can unmute now. Yeah. Are you able to do that, Simon?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
You can hear me, Simon?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. So let's imagine, folks, you are Simon, the name of your organization?
Purnata.
Okay. So let's say you'll put that down, you'll put your name down. And then let's say you were struggling with collateral. Okay. Let's take this as a hypothetical example. So I'm just going to go to Ajit's deck, right? And I'm going to go. So I'm just go down. I'm going all the way down to what he talked about in terms of his, where is the deck? Document mode. Yeah. So let's say it's this, right? Now, let's say I want to send out some kind of a proposal to a new client. I already have a proposal. Do you have a proposal format?
Yes.
Okay. So, and now imagine, so what you would say over here is, I want to work on number 3, and you'll pull this number 3 plan from what Ajit gave you. Yeah.
Are you
Is that okay?
sharing your screen?
I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
No.
I can see. Yeah. No, I can see the screen.
Okay. Go ahead.
We can see.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say, so now you're taking sales collateral. You have Ajit's document with you. I've put down another example about filtering the MCA CSR. But let's say you're struggling with, I want to personalize it to this person.
Yeah.
Right. So now I have 2 custom GPTs here. One is called tiny testing, which will help you run a small experiment. If you click on this, and I'm going to share this in the chat as well. Okay. So if you click on this, I've just taken one on struggling to use MCA CSR, right? It literally what I put in over here is, I just made a hypothetical example. I'm picking up the research and prospecting page for fundraising using this database. I'm looking for organizations that are interested in the youth program. I don't know how to start. That's my barrier. So I just put down that. There is a small education piece here that tells you how to use this custom GPT. We'll skip that in case you want to teach a team member or anything like that. And it clarified it. So it says your objective is to identify 20 CSR fundraisers in the next 30 days, and you don't know how to filter the CSR. So it even took my doubt and made it more sharp.
Yeah.
So then I just copy paste that and it said, yes, this is correct. So now it has given me 10 different ways to solve that problem. Okay. So it says, for example, you can filter based on this. You can pull up the last 3 CSR spends. You can use NGO Darpan, so on and so forth. Right. Now, let's say I think I want to try out idea number 1. I will just put down over there, I want to do 1. I should have said I, right? So while Ajit was talking, I was doing this, right? So I want to do 1. What this will do is it will give you a step-by-step plan of how to test that idea. So what it has given you is the strategy. What you need is tactics. How will you implement what he has shared? So it's giving you the resources you need, how much time you probably need to set aside, and a step-by-step instruction, okay, of how to do it. And it is even giving you WhatsApp messages if you want to send that, or LinkedIn messages. And anytime you're not clear, you can say, I'm not clear about this step. Can you give me examples and tips? And you'll get that. So this is like your fundraising assistant, but it's actually a problem-solving assistant. It's not tuned to fundraising. Yeah. I'll just stop here. Anybody feel, Simon, you can share what's getting clearer about this, and anybody can share anything you want. My goal here is to leave you with tools that you can use to take Ajit's wisdom and adapt to your context.
Can I share what I understood?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So first question, I actually have a question. This tiny testing GPT Lite requires a free account, or does it require a paid account on ChatGPT?
Free. We have
free account.
Yeah, this is
great, awesome. Right. So what I understood from this is that if you have zero knowledge about how to approach CSRs, you can start out here, and it will give you a step-by-step thing to filter out things, to do things. Say this is step 1, this is step 2, this is how you filter out data, and then here is the message that you can send either through LinkedIn or through WhatsApp or through email.
Yes. The only addition I would say is you must start with Ajit's strategy. So you need, because this is only a problem-solving tool. It is not customized to fundraising. I mean, eventually, maybe we will build a fundraising agent for you guys to use that takes Ajit's wisdom and kind of turns it into something you can be guided step by step, but we don't have that right now. What you need to do is to do that manual step. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You need to say I want research or outreach or collateral, and then take that slide that he's got, whatever steps he said, and you say whatever you're struggling with.
Got it. So please correct me if I'm wrong. You're basically saying that use the style testing GPT to test out an entire timeline to reach out to say 20 CSRs and see how it works, and then build your own way of reaching out to people. Is that right?
Yeah, so the steps that it gives you is going to become your way. Once it works, you just copy paste these instructions. So let's say, for example, it gives you these steps, and you find out that this step was hard. I'm just making a random thing up. Okay, sorting by amount was hard. So, and you then asked it, I want a better way to do this. It gave you a better way. Then you will copy paste this into a Google Doc and say, this is my way of doing it.
Okay, got it.
Does that make sense?
It helps you create the entire process and makes it easier for you and test it as you go.
Yeah, see, because the problem in fundraising and sales and marketing in general, there's just too much information. What Ajit has done is given you a focused way of thinking about it. So whenever Ajit has said something that you don't understand, you should come to this tool to figure out how to implement it. Is that making sense?
Got it. Thank you.
Now, any other reflections, any other questions? I just want to look at.
Sir, good morning, sir. Kamalakanda St. Thomas Trust.
Yes, you can call me Akshay.
Sir, I have one doubt. Nowadays, my friend circles are told some other agencies, funding agencies told this is the copied from the AI technology. So we are rejected that proposal like that they are told. What is the, how is it I overcome this one?
Ajit, I will leave it to you. I don't know what the answer is to that.
Yeah, so I think two things. One is, I can share with you some prompts also. There are ways to make AI write like a human, which is eventually what we want. I still am a firm believer that human plus AI is the best use of technology. Just getting an AI to do it is a bad idea. So I think you can, like, AI should take what we have written and make it better, right? And then there are ways to tell AI. I mean, there's some very standard things, right? The M dash, right? To say, this is not a revolution, this is something else. All those are telltales that AI has written, which half of LinkedIn is that today, right? AI writes it, AI comments on it, AI replies to the comment. So, so I think that's why I think OpenAI is making a job portal for humans. So, but jokes apart, I think you can train your AI to write more like a human, and that's what you should do.
Any other questions? Okay, so I'll move to the next piece. So now what we have got is stage one is Ajit has given you strategy. Stage two is you have used Ajit's strategy, and wherever you had a doubt, wherever you had a barrier, you problem solved and built your own process. This is also done. Now the last one is learning to use LinkedIn for conversations. I think there's sound coming in from some thing. We should mute everyone else. So the second custom GPT is a chat custom GPT. So how this works is, let's say, for example, let's just say I'm running a youth. Ajit, maybe I'll need your help over here. Give me like a CSR company and role that I would typically want to reach out to. Let's say for you and I, just for now.
Say, real use case can be Infosys CSR, Captain Shanti. They do skilling for young adults.
And what might be the purpose of the outreach? Initiate the first conversation, or what would be the objective?
Yeah, get to know what they do and share what we do. Usual.
Get to connect on LinkedIn. Okay, so I've just put this up. What this will allow you to do is, especially if you have new team members or people who haven't done this before, you can practice having the LinkedIn chat and get better at it, right? So now it said this whole thing. Now it's asking, do you want to simulate, sorry, it should have said Captain Shanti, right? Did I write that wrong? Yeah, okay, it got it off. Right. And I can simulate this as, for example, that she is interested for the first run. Okay. So my first LinkedIn message could be something like, hi, I'm reaching out on behalf of you and I. We've been working for the last 20 years. We work with XYZ number of kids. This is not a great pitch, but yeah. And I'm just happy to be connected with you. And I'm not able to think of something really amazing to say, but let me just say I'll leave it at that. Yeah. So let's say that's my first message. Now, what the chat simulator will do is the chat simulator, we have said that I want to test a conversation where she's interested. So start with interested and then go into not as interested, right? So this is what she responds. Very unlikely she responds so detailed, right? Okay, so 20 years of impact is no small thing. How did you begin the you and I journey? So on and so forth. Now, let's say I want to test a skeptical tone, okay? By the way, you can keep this conversation going. It will give you feedback at the end of it. Yeah. I want to test a skeptical tone. How would that response be? So, hi, thanks for reaching out. I'm not sure I fully understand your message. Could you clarify what exactly you and I does and what made you connect with me especially, right? And then it's giving you the subtext here. Shanti here stays polite but is keeping a distance. She doesn't express curiosity yet. It's placing the burden on you to explain. Now you have to then practice, right? So my basic, what we recommend is when you start using LinkedIn chats, if you spend half an hour, 45 minutes on this, it will give you a comfort level. Again, all of these things are just mental barriers. We talk to human beings all the time. It's just that sometimes when we put a software tool in between, people feel a little unsure about stuff. Yeah. I'm going to pause here. My goal is to just give you like these tools and these ways of thinking about how to get better at this stuff. Any questions, any reflections, anything I can answer for y'all? And I've shared the sheet, so y'all have access to all of this. Yeah.